Okay, so you can see our pattern pieces, how neatly laid out they are. I'd like to make a mention to you to do yourself a favor and me a favor and cut just another little piece of fabric. It doesn't matter. All we're going to do is pin it on the wrong side of your back piece, just so that you know that this is your back piece. Just take and pin another piece of fabric or a piece of paper or what have you, just some kind of indication that this is your back piece. Okay, and then we're going to open that back piece up and lay it out. Move everything else out the way. And then we're going to work with the front piece. And look at that piece. Cool. Super. And we're going to lay it right down with right sides together. The right side is typically the inside, as I mentioned once before. And so we're going to lay those pieces together, matching them up. And we're going to take some pins. I should have some pins here somewhere. Here's some. And we're just going to put a pin here and there. Just a few pins, just kind of marking where everything, so that it will stay in place as we're sewing. Okay, just place all your pins in. So once you are done with your pinning, it pretty much should be laid out pretty much like this and pinned right along the sides. As you can see, the pins there on the side, and this is on the back. You can see this is the back side. So now it's just getting ready to sew, to serge that together. Okay, so you want to start out by making sure your serger has the right stitch. Just use some type of a scrap fabric just to kind of test it to make sure you're ready to go. Nice and strong. Yes, actually I did do some kind of adjusting. So then you just want to take your fabric or your dress and you want to start to serge. Let's see if I can find that presser foot. Up. Put the presser foot up, and it's a little hard to get in there sometimes. And this is kind of a new thing to me. So right up. It's just kind of feed. And you want to move those pins away as you go. Wow, this is a little bit different for me. It's a new serger, so I'm excited about that. It actually does a pretty good job. But you want to be sure to get those pins way away. And as you can see, it just kind of cuts as it goes. It's really cool to have a serger that finishes your seams. Done, and then we'll get the other side. Isn't that cool, guys? So you just want to kind of make sure your fabric is lined up. That bottom piece, that you can kind of see that bottom piece as I'm going here. I just want to make sure I can see the bottom piece, as you can see there. Remove our pin. We're on the other side. So just remove your pins as you go. see the bottom piece, so to make sure you're keeping both pieces together. It would be a horrible thing if you didn't catch the bottom piece. So you just want to make sure you see that bottom piece, which is probably the top piece on the back. And removing pins as you go. Okay, a little dinner music while we're waiting. A little dinner music would be nice, huh, guys? As we're sewing, or maybe a little hip hop. I don't know, something like that would be nice also. So, just having fun as we go. Serging those side seams. So as you notice, the threads are the exact, pretty much, I matched them up as close as I could. And as you can see, a nice serge and a little bit loose, but I think for the most part it looks pretty nice. And you want to make sure you cut your strings as you go. Okay, so next we're going to do a quick press. We're going to press the hem. So as I mentioned to you, you want to, what I've already done was turn the dress inside out. So I'm working from the inside now. So I'm going to just put it kind of like that over my ironing board. And I'm going to make sure that my hem is about 2 inches all the way around, so that make sure you got it nice and pinned. As you're turning it, just kind of making sure that you have your hem 2 inches all the way around. Pretty much, I mean, for the most part, sometimes it might be just a little bit off, but for the most part, let's try to keep it around 2 inches all the way around. So just want to make sure we mark. So now we're just going to press it down, guys. Just begin to press that hem down. Okay, so I'm going to show you another quick, simple technique. We want to continue to press, just like I showed you before, pressing that hem down. And then we're going to turn that hem over. We're going to turn it again. So you have 1 inch. Remember it's supposed to be 2 inches. So you're going to turn it over another inch, and then you're going to turn it over again. So that's the way we're going to do it. And then we're going to pin it in place, just like this, as we're pressing it down. So again, you just want to turn it over just like that, and we are going to press it down all the way around. Okay, and then we're going to do a straight stitch hem on it. Okay, so you're ready for your straight stitch hem, and I am going to do about a 7/8 of a. That's where my measurement is on my machine. And I'm kind of doing like a basting stitch. So just kind of take your time, and you want to try to stay on the 7/8 so that it stays even. So, and as you can see how I have my pins situated, I don't necessarily have to take them out, but it's still good to kind of take them out, but you don't necessarily have to. But like I said, just stay on the 7/8 of a seam allowance. Again, this is like about a 1 inch hem is what we have here. So just, we're gonna sew it all the way around the stitch, all the way around that hem. Okay. So I can't iterate enough how important pressing is. So once you get that hem stitched up, you want to press your garment. You see how I'm going to press my seam down. So just press like you normally would. Pressing is so important. It makes it look so professional when you press. You gotta press your garments out because it really does make it look nice and professional. So nice press job is awesome. So just press it over, keep rolling it over, turning it over, and pressing. So now we're going to take a measurement. I need to get a measurement right up at the top of your bust, just right along and all through the back. So just right up underneath the arm. So yep, if you just kind of lift your hands so I can see what kind of measurement we'll get. And I am getting a 33 and a half right across there. So that's what we need to make that top. Okay, so we're going to add some elastic, the elastic to the top portion of it. As you can see here, I'm going to sew it right along the edge of that. So just kind of follow along. You can pin it in if you like, but just follow along with me as I sew that right around that front edge, just like this, on top of that. So just follow along with me as we do that together. So you just want to slip your fabric or your garment and your elastic right in the machine, and we're just going to go right through and sew it right in. You might kind of want to make sure we're going to have plenty. So that elastic is just going to give her more of a hold where it doesn't come off. Pretty much that's what's going to happen with that elastic. So you just want to kind of go right through all thickness all the way around. That elastic is, like I said, it's just going to give it more support. Around it with that elastic. And as you can see, I'm doing a little bit of a stretch on that elastic, not much. We don't want a whole lot of stretching. We want it to be comfortable on her. So just a little bit. Stretch. It's just going to give her more support. I think she'll appreciate, and you will probably, no doubt, appreciate that support so that you don't lose your garment. So I just want to go all the way around it, and we're done. That portion. Back stitch and pull it out. Okay. So once you have your elastic sewed in, we're going to just take that garment and we're going to fold it over. See, we got about 1 inch elastic, so it's actually perfect because it's going to just kind of fold just like that, right back over, and it's going to just be perfect. So that's what you want to do, and then we're just going to sew it down. See how I got that? You can take that the back off if you want, but you're just going to turn it over just like that, and we're going to sew it all the way down through all thickness. Okay, so I went ahead and decided to pin it in so that you can see it. Now I'm going to stretch my elastic just slightly, just like that. So you see how I got it pinned in, and you see the elastic on the other side or the inside. So you just want to go through, and you're just going to sew through all thickness. Just like that. I'm gonna keep it at about the same 7/8 of an inch. as we did for the hem. So as you can see, I'm kind of doing a little stretch because see how that's going to bulk up a little bit. So you want that fabric to kind of stretch out, and the elastic, because the elastic itself is what's causing it to come in a little bit. It will bounce back once it's done, or even out. Those pins makes it nice and easy to sew with when you have your pins in place. So just continue to stretch, and you want to be as careful as you can. Trying to keep it even, and all the way back. We're almost back to where we started. Oops. Looks like I ran out of thread. Okay, so like I said, we're all the way back. Where we started is where the goal is. So I did run out of thread. That's a horrible feeling, is to run out of thread, guys. Especially on a very important part. So you just kind of want to continue to stretch just slightly to make sure it has that elasticity that we need, the tightening that we need to hold it secure or in place. So almost back the way around to where I started. Hey, sometimes it wants to kind of bulk up on you, and you just gotta kind of put it. And I am done, guys. All right, it's time to try it on. It's time to try it on. You back stitch and then you cut your strings. Always remember to cut your strings. Very important when it comes to sewing. Cut those strings. You don't want somebody to come along and try to pull that string out and mess up all your work. So, gotta cut this out. Ready to try it on? Yes.